Hey guys, and welcome to the North Carolina Zoo. My name is Brooke, and today I'm going to show you how to make these adorable little elf ornaments. I'm going to tell you what you guys need so you can gather all your materials. So here we go. First thing we're going to need is some pine cones. We're using small ones because we're going to be using acorns for their head. But if you don't have acorns, you can also use some beads. Next thing we're going to need is some strips of fabric. These are going to be your scarves, so pick the color that you want for your scarf. And you can modify them too. Next thing we're going to need is a hat. So these ones are going to be triangles with a little bit of a rounded bottom. We're going to need a marker or a Sharpie to draw the eyes. We're putting a pom-pom on the end of our hat, so we have this, but you can also use a little bell or something else that you want. We have a string or yarn to make the loop so it can hang like an ornament. And we're going to make little tiny elf ears. I'm going to show you guys how to cut that, but just know you need a little bit of fabric to make those. We're also going to be using a glue gun to attach things, some pine needles for arms, and some scissors. All right, now go gather all your materials and I'll show you how to make it. All right guys, now that we have all of our supplies, it's ready to start. So we're going to grab our pine cone first. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to find the head that we want to use. I'm going to use an acorn for my head. And now we're going to glue this onto here. Remember to be careful with the hot glue. And make sure you hold it until it's ready. It might take a little while. I'm an impatient person, but it'll all be worth it when we get to see our little elf. Almost done. Just be ready. There we go. Next what we're going to do is we're going to grab a scarf, which are one of these pieces of fabric. I'm going to use this thin black one as my scarf. So I'm going to put it around his neck. Might hold his head on better too when I put his scarf on. I'm going to wrap it around like this, and then I'm going to glue it down where it lands. So right here. I'll glue that down, and we're going to put a little glue on top where the other piece lands, and glue that down. So there we go. It's all squished on, and he's got a cute little scarf. Next thing we need is his hat. So set him down, and grab a hat, and I'll give him this little green hat. Now this time we're going to roll it. Make sure I don't hit my hand on the hot glue. We're going to roll it in, make sure I have a point, because elves have pointy hats. We're going to glue it right where that is. Make sure we have a pointy hat. There we go. And now we're going to have to tighten it around his head. So it's going to go like that. What we're going to need to do, I want to make sure it's pretty in the front. So I'm going to hold it here. You can either have it pass around twice, or we can just cut it right there. So I'm just going to cut mine right here where it's going to land. I don't usually cut things with my left hand. I'm being extra talented today. There we go. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to wrap this around. So I'm going to glue a little bit in the front where his forehead's going to be and attach that right here. I'm going to hold that gently, and then I'm going to glue some more around the edge to wrap this around. We're going to overlap it. So we can curl it in. Nice little pointy hat. And we're going to add a little bit of glue to the hat so it stays upright, right here. There we go. So now he has a very large hat. And we're going to give him some eyeballs with a marker. Some eyeballs right there. It's finally starting to come together, guys. Yes, look at my perfect circle eyeballs. I'm an expert. Now, I want to add a little pom-pom to the end of his hat. So I'm going to grab a blue one and add it to the end. So I'm going to put some glue here at the very tip. I'll hold that right there. Now because his hat is a little long, which is fine, I'm going to flop it over because gravity is going to take his hat. So we're going to pinch it just a little bit, make it look like his hat fell. Then I'm going to glue it right here so it stays down. Right there. Pinch that. And then we need to add a rope so he can hang onto the Christmas tree. So we're going to get some string over here. And I'm just going to get a loop, make a circle, put this in the hole. I'm actually going to put it in the hole twice. And then this is the loop that you're going to make for your ornament. You're going to pull it like that. And then cut it right there, right below the knot. And then this we're going to attach right here in the crease, though you can't see it that well. Run out of glue, guys. Add more glue. Whoop. Tried to work now. Put that in there. Don't touch it with your hot fingers. There we go. Perfect. So now our elf needs some ears. So the ears are kind of hard to make because they have to be so tiny, so I'll show you this. So I like my ears to match the skin tone of the elf because, you know, your ears are the same skin tone as yourself. So I'll show you with this green one so you'll be able to see it. So if we had a green one for the head, we would make tiny green ears. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you with this little piece of fabric right here. You're going to take it and you're just going to cut little tiny triangles, just crisscross, like that. Then you're going to take your tiny triangle and you're going to round two of the edges. So we're going to round that edge and we're going to round that edge. That way he has a pointy ear just on the top side. So when we attach it, he'll have a pointy ear pointing upwards, like that. Now I have some acorn colored ones over here that I'm going to add to this one. So they're right here. So these are really tiny ears we're going to attach on the side of his head. Everything's getting really intricate. So we're going to put a little bit of glue down. There we go. We're going to put his ear on. And then on the other side, we're going to attach his other ear. Almost done. To get it before it dries. That ear doesn't want to listen to me today. I've got this one. There we go. One ear's a little bit bigger, but you know, no one's perfect. It's fine. There we go. So now he needs some arms. So we're going to use these pinecone needles, or pine tree needles. And we're going to grab a little branch for his arm. That didn't work. He needs to have a little bit of a stem so you can put it on his body. Just going to grab it like that, give a little bit of stem. And I'll do it to another one. These things can be a little prickly, so be careful. Sure, you can have two different sized arms. Let's do it. And we're going to put these on the side of his body like that. So I'm going to fill that little space there with some glue. And we're going to have to hold the pine needle right there. If you guys don't have pine trees in your yard, guess what? You can use a piece of your Christmas tree maybe. We're going to attach both arms. There we go. His arm's a little bit longer, but oh well. And there you go. We have a nice little elf pine cone tree ornament. Hope you guys have fun making these. I'd love to see the pictures of them when you're done.